Good afternoon. It's good to be doing comedy here, you guys. It's like comedy night with friends. Except you're laughing with me and not, laughing at me and not with me. And that's really like comedy night with my friends. It's good to be here. Well, so anyways, have you guys heard about Alcoholics Anonymous? I was just thinking about it the other day, and I realized alcoholism is probably the least anonymous thing you can have. I mean, if you're not... seriously, if you're not falling all over the place, you're drunk dialing somebody, you're crashing your car. It's the least anonymous thing. It's so loud. And why do they have a 12-step program? When you're drunk, steps are like your worst enemy. I can't get up down my steps. What it is you make one step and then you fall down 11 more. I think they should have an easier program, maybe like a 12-sofa program. I haven't heard of any alcoholic who hates sofas. I really like sofas, they're nice. And so I'd like to do an impression for you. I imagined the other day that if the Incredible Hulk was something other than incredible, he might be the Inquisitive Hulk. Why does Hulk smash? Hulk wants to know! And now, the Impotent Hulk. Come on, little Hulk, get angry! Thank you. So I was just thinking about it, and you know how everyone wants, in a sexual partner, you want them to smell good? But I don't understand. People have unrealistic expectations about this. They think about it, people sneeze, it's not, good and smelly. Anything that comes off a human body smells bad, vomit, especially down here. And so I figured if I ever meet the woman who smells like cookies down here, I'm going to marry that woman. Because it's going to be great. It's like fresh baked cookies every night. You come home from work and you smell cookies and you wonder if she's put something in the oven or if you're putting something in her oven. So, I did. You ever have sex with a woman who wants to turn off all the lights? It's like playing Battleship, You're like, B4, miss? Yes? She's like, you're coming at me with the battleship or the cruiser, I can't tell. So, the other day I got tested for STDs, and I think it's very important. I got tested for chlamydia and gonorrhea because I don't like to have my organs known as a percussion instrument, the clap. And so I went in to the doctor, and the doctor's like, drop your pants. And so I did the thing a comic would do, and be like, oh, you're not going to buy me, a movie and a dinner? And he's like, shut up. I hadn't heard that one before. And so if you don't know, there's two methods of testing. You got either the pee in the cup method, which is very tricky, and you have the urethral probe for guys. Guys, have you heard of the urethral probe? It's like a dipstick, basically. They check if you're low on oil. Full. So the doctor comes to me and he says, we can't test for HPV in males. And so I told him I'd look for a vagina. You're really giggly tonight. So I'm at UCF, and apparently it's the hardest test I ever took to pee in the cup, because I had been out drinking the night before, and the cup's pretty small, and you have to fill it straight to the line. It's either too much or too little. It's like playing Atari with your penis. You're like, you got to move it around just right, or else you get pee everywhere. You have to give it to the lady, and you wonder if it's too early in the morning, she's going to mistake that for some hot steaming coffee. Some disastrous results could occur. And it turned out negative, but the doctor came out, to come tell me. He said, it's negative, out in the waiting room. I'm sitting with my girlfriend, and I go, well, I wasn't ready to have kids anyway. Very embarrassing. So, needless to say, I didn't really need to get checked for STDs, because I didn't get any. I thought of something the other day. This is so ridiculous, it could be good. Cops in Florida really don't know what fast is anymore. It's gone beyond them. So I figured we should hire about 50 grandmas to be traffic cops, because anything over a trot for them is pretty darn fast. And I thought to myself, it would be a lot better to be pulled over by a real cop than a grandma cop, because a grandma cop's got to get out of her car. She's got the database of what annoys you, because grandmas know that. And they come up and they, first off, they don't want to give you the ticket at first. They want to talk about their digestion. They want to know, what's rumbling and the tumbling. And So they're like, "Here, how are you? How's the relationship doing?" After 30 minutes of talking, you finally get like a ticket with a butterscotch taped to it. And they're like, "Here, have a ticket and a butterscotch." And you can't run those tickets because it's like Friday the 13th. I mean, they may be slow, but they are persistent. And they'll find out where you live. You know, after talking to some more grandmas about maybe Aunt Ruth or something, they're coming to your house with a big thing of Brussels sprouts, you know, for dinner, and they're sitting over for dinner, and your wife's like, "Who is this lady?" And she wants to talk about your relationship. B5, anyone, B5. And miss. So I'm from South Carolina. You know, it makes me a little bit racist. You know, I heard that February in South Carolina is actually Pet Dental Health Month instead of Black History Month. And I thought pet was a very mean name for black people. You know, in South Carolina, we don't even have TVs with color in them. And we still separate out our laundry into lights and darks. I don't know if you guys still do that. But since I'm from South Carolina, I like NASCAR a little bit. And you can tell, you know, over the years that the cars actually take on some of the traits of their sponsors. Like you'll have the bounty car cleaning up the track, and a spam car spamming the track, and you know, and you can tell that people have gotten older in NASCAR because they used to have the Hooters car back, you know, like in the 80s and 90s. But they don't have that anymore. They have the Viagra car now. You know, it runs half the race up at the front of the pack and they go, "Colors out." That's what it's at. You know? Yeah, the deodorant car comes in for pit stops more often. I kind of imagine that there's going to be a Microsoft car someday, you know? You're going to have to buy it again and again, and if it crashes, you have to restart the whole race, you know? It's going to come with a little co-pilot, it's a paperclip. "Hey, it looks like you're turning left. You want to turn right?" "Shut up." "Hey, it looks like you're turning left. You want to turn right?" "No." "Hey, it looks like you're turning left. You want it?" Thank you. So anyways, I was wondering the other day, because I have these strange wonderances, how come it takes us less than, you know, a day to count up all the votes in the presidential election? Howdy, Obama shirt. Thank you. But, you know, it takes me like 2 months to get... it takes me like 2 months to get my SAT scores back, you know? One SAT. It's like they have the count from Sesame Street. They're tallying my score. 1, 2, I get my SAT scores back, and I'm like trying to find what I got on the SAT, and I can't find it. It only says, "This SAT was sponsored by the letters A, J, and the number 1360. You know, it's got some blue shag on it. I'm wondering where that came from. It's got a little bite mark. From the Cookie Monster. But, that's about it, guys. Thank you for coming out. I'm Matt Moeller. See you later.